for more into this, let's go live to Dr. Eugene K.K. Chan, President of the Association of Hong Kong Professionals. Mr. Chan, welcome to Global Watch. Well, as we just heard, the G7 foreign ministers expressed a concern over what they call the erosion of democratic elements in Hong Kong's electoral systems. And also the Western media also shared a lot of concerns regarding to the patriots governing Hong Kong, and also the nature of the candidates, the electoral candidates. What do you make of all that concerns? As a Hong Kong citizen, do you share those concerns?
The simple answer is not at all. If the Western G7 government has followed closely on what has happened in Hong Kong, and they have truly understand the spirit of the improvement of the electoral system, they know basically we are definitely working towards a proper democratic way to make Hong Kong a better place. I think as a Hong Kong citizen, to me, democracy is just a system. The most important is Hong Kong's will be able, for its people, Hong Kongers will be able to benefit from the social and economic development of Hong Kong. We must contribute to our nation and of course to the rest of the world. So personally, I think this new system ensure that Hong Kong can be on its right path. Mind you, Hong Kong before its handover, that's when we were brought up in Hong Kong, we never had much democracy in Hong Kong. Everything was appointed by the British government. And if you realize that as at today, that we have the improved electoral system, will have a wide representation of the different sectors of Hong Kong into the democratic system. We'll be able to plan for the people of Hong Kong that's most suited to Hong Kong. And when you're using a Western standard of so-called democracy, I beg to differ, because Hong Kong, we have a historical and different cultural background. And at the end of the day, we must have a system that will bring the most benefit to Hong Kong people, our nation, and the rest of the world. And in the last 24 years, since the handover, we had a recent white paper coming out. We have been looking at following what the rest of what we did before under the British colonization. What we ended up is chaos, and we are not moving forward at all. So the answer is very simple. So if they do have a heart for Hong Kong and for the people in China, the answer is obvious.
As far as you understand, Mr. Tan, do you see or do you feel that Hong Kong people with any concerns of this new LegCo having any problems of hearing different voices from the Hong Kong society?
Right. This is exactly what Hong Kong is all about. Hong Kong, we have always treasured our freedom of speech, but freedom of thinking. This is all enshrined in the basic law. Look at the recent election. We had 30.2% of people coming to vote. 1.35 million people. That's a lot of people. Of course, if you compare to the last election committee election or previous district council election, there are more people. It's fine, because Hong Kong is so democratic that people have the right to choose to vote or prefer not to vote. I think this is a true reflection of the democracy. And after the improvement of the electoral system, there are people going to observe and see what this is all about. And I perfectly understand people, if they don't have, for example, two of the major democratic camps have said they're not going to run for election. So their supporters, naturally, they don't know who to choose. So they prefer to sit on the sideline, which I respect that. And I'm sure in time, they will see how this new legislative council is going to work, whether they will bring new heights for Hong Kong, then they will come back and embrace the system. So I'm perfectly happy with what has happened. I think it's done very well.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Eugene K.K. Chan, President of the Association of Hong Kong Professionals. Thank you very much for your insight.